Welcome, everyone. We are starting this one off as a series because this one has a little bit of a story. And my friend Rod had brought over his pine, and this is something that he has. It's been untouched. He is. We are all going to kind of work through and see how we're going to train this with Mr. Che's help. So I'm going to go ahead and have Rod to tell everyone a little bit about this tree here.
Okay, so I think a lot of people in bonsai or penching have this fantasy of, finding a seed and planting it and having a tree grow from it. And this is the story with this tree. So I was at the Japanese garden in Portland, and there was some seeds, and one of the gentlemen that worked in the bonsai area was kind enough to let me take some of the seeds. And so I took some seeds from a Japanese black pine. I planted them and I got two of them to grow. Five of them did not grow, two of them did grow. And so I put one of them in a different style pot, and it's like taller and more slender. It might be a good candidate for like a literati tree later. And this one I kind of just let go wild and didn't really modify it too much. I may have cut a little bit off of it over the years, but not really too much. I sort of like let it go crazy so I could decide what style I wanted. And so I brought it to Mr. Che because I want him to like help me, now that it's been around for a while, it needs to sort of fulfill itself. And so I want him to help me decide what the best course of action is. It's not perfect, it's a little crooked, and it's pretty bushy. There's a lot of branches on it that are completely unnecessary. But I didn't want to modify it myself, especially now that I'm learning from Mr. Che. So I thought it would be a nice tree to bring for a lesson.
我想問佢點樣 design 先。
Oh, he wants to know how you plan to. What is your plan for this? Like, what is your design concept for this?
Well, so what I was thinking, and that's probably totally wrong, but what I was thinking is I wanted to like bring this section of the tree down.
Can we go back to just the very, very beginning? Did you pick your front yet?
I did.
What is your front?
I did. So this is the front.
Okay. So 佢話嗰度前邊
呢個前面
Yeah. So 佢揀喺呢度前邊 So that's the front that you picked.
Yeah.
And then the design is you want to pull that branch down.
I was thinking that I would like pull this branch down pretty dramatically.
掹嗰個枝落嚟做枝。
呢個就接咁啊下邊有啲要唔要？
What do you plan to do with the ones in the bottom?
Well, I don't think they're necessary. So I didn't want to do it without him giving me feedback, but I thought I would eliminate this whole section down here completely.
How about the ones in the front? The two in the front.
Those I wasn't sure about, and that's part of what I want his advice about.
即係前面呢兩隻，
係
佢要呢個就前面。
係，跟住後邊嗰紮嘢就唔要啦。
And if he thinks the other side is better for the front, I'm open to that too. Again, it's just I let it go wild, and so I want his advice about what he thinks is a better front.
我認為咧呢個頭呢度好睇啲啦，
係做前邊。
前面就係前面呢條根唔要。
So he says because of the Mari, it's a little bit unique, so that would probably be where he would
The front?
as the
Yeah.
front.
I knew he was going to say that, and so I'm not surprised.
And then 邊條根唔要啊？
前面呢條上面呢條，
And I'm okay with that. Like I sort of suspected that he would say that was the
呢
front.
條根，
Quick look.
呢個根，
So there's that root that's on the top that he is suggesting that we get rid of, but we would use that as the front.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
唯一咧前面呢個拱起呢度好睇過呢邊啊嘛，
Because it has
呢度
that
short 咗入
Mari
去啊嘛，
as a front, it gives it more character. So
呢
it
度
looks
呢
a
度好
lot
睇啲，
better than the front that you choose because
呢
you
碌
can't
呢度好睇
see
啲，
that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
同埋咧你種嗰陣時輕輕要噏掂，
And then when you pot it, you need to
Change the
push the
yeah.
angle a little bit.
即係類似咁樣咯。
Yeah.
It shouldn't be tight. So then when you're potting it, you want it to be elevate it in the front.
同埋咧，佢啲
Yeah.
Up 20% higher in the
Yeah.
front
Yeah.
than what is
Than what it
currently.
is now. Yeah, that makes sense.
同埋咧，佢啲人最大缺點咧，就係咧，你諗住係咁種咧，但係佢種成咧就唔係對個盤咧 straight 啊，即係呢兩條 bench 啊。嗱，如果你諗住係佢自己都話諗住呢條枝拉落嚟咧，但係你個盤就種得唔啱啦啲泥，
因為佢係應該係騰多啲啦。
應該仲要擺翻正個 part。
So kind of going back to
嗱，即
like
係
your initial idea of like the other side being the front, right?
Yeah.
He wants to kind of talk about the way you put it into a pot. Like with your initial idea of that being the front and you wanting to pull that one branch down, as you're potting it into this pot right here, the position is incorrect.
Right, because it's cockeyed.
你話即係等於
it's not balanced.
Yeah.
即係等於而家呢個係盤，
So
呢個棵係樹，即係當然呢個唔係盤，呢個先係盤。
See, I suspected that he would want me to turn it. Like when I repot it, I suspected that.
係咪要拉佢嗰啲？
即係好似而家咁轉個盤要好
Like
似
that. Yeah, I knew he was going to say that. I've been around him enough now that I knew exactly what he was going to say about that.
即係但係等於呢個係盤。
Yeah, and he's
個
right.
錐啊應該咁樣，但係佢而家你個盤就種就係咁樣。
Yeah, he's right because it's awkward. But again,
而家冇問題，即係而家我話俾你聽啫。
Yeah, so right now it's not an issue because we're making some changes anyways.
Right.
即係你種樹要有 idea，我要
Yeah.
Your initial design as you're putting it into the pot is important too.
yeah,
To kind of take that into consideration
yes,
so that you're always looking at the best view of it as you're working through
Yeah.
it. So right from the very beginning, there's importance in the angle and like the tilt and all that of how you're potting it.
yeah,
Otherwise, I mean, you can make changes later, but
right.
if you're already seeing the best face of it, it makes your design a little bit easier to follow.
Yes. I do agree, though, about the Nabari. It's really boring on the side that I wanted to be the front, but it's not boring here. And I think, like he said, if we can get rid of that root, the Nabari, as it gets bigger, it'll be a big, beautiful ball of Nabari, which I think will be really cool. And then if I can get the design, so like right now it's a bush, basically. And that's why this was the one just because, I always have sentimental attachments to like everything. And so because it came from a seed and everything, I wanted Mr. Che to help me make all those decisions because I want it could be a really nice tree if I do it right.
呢棵樹佢係種到大概都好耐下. You said 7 to 8 years.
Yes.
Right, that you have grown this, so 佢種到咁耐，所以佢係有嗰個即係個感情放咗落去，因為佢種嗰時咧係
Don't make him laugh at me.
核種出嚟噶嘛，所以好似啲細路仔咁樣，你放粒核落去，種到而家咁大棵，望落去好細棵，不過係好大棵。咁所以佢係有少少嗰個感情放咗落去，咁所以佢呢棵樹佢都冇點樣掂過或者整過，咁所以佢係尊重你，咁所以佢係好開心，即係要你幫佢設計呢棵樹，等佢即係第時望落去，即係好靚，即係仲靚仲好咁嘅意思咯。
咁而家就要翻呢兩支，基本上都係差唔多。
The two branches as it splits, those are the only ones that he says to keep.
Right.
And not the rest of them.
Right.
So I have a quick question because I don't know. Going back to the Nabari,
Yes.
and he said that we have to remove that one root that's on top.
Yes.
Why?
你睇落去唔好睇噶啦，
Can we turn it so we
Yeah.
can look at it?
你係唔好睇啦。
So just because the root crosses over, it doesn't look good. 係望落去條根喺上面覺得唔自然。
唔知
The way he was explaining it is it doesn't look natural with that root on top, even though I mean it's naturally grown like this, but aesthetically it doesn't look good.
I
So
agree with him, and what my concern about that root, which is why I knew he was going to want me to take that off too, is as the Nabari starts to get bigger, it will start to kind of enclose that root, and it will be ugly. There'll be a big the big beautiful ball of Nabari that I want, but
yeah.
it'll have an ugly root in the middle of it, and I
即
don't
係好
want
似個
that.
波咁樣一條嘢咁揼落嚟咁啊，好睇嘅。
Yeah.
okay, like a ball with a string in the
Right.
middle.
Right. Yeah.
So it looks ugly.
Right. And I never liked that and I never wanted to keep that. I just wanted to make sure that he agreed that we should take it off because I think if we remove it as this grows, it'll be a big, beautiful, smooth ball with
Yeah.
a tree coming out of it, which will look really cool.
Well, I just want to understand it too for, you know, a lot of people who maybe is starting or doesn't really even know where to start, like why?
Right.
Why are we doing this?
If I had done it right, Cindy, if I had done what I should have done, when I saw this starting to form, I should have just removed it. But it was kind of subtle at first.
Mhm.
And so in the last like 2 to 3 years, it's done a lot of growing. Like a lot of this growth happened in the last 2 to 3 years. And by the time I realized I probably should have taken it off, and then I'm going to sound like a big chicken too, which I don't care because that's why I have Mr. Che. I'm learning from him. I'm kind of afraid to take it off because I'm afraid I'll screw up the rest of the Nabari. So that's why I want him to help me do that.
Okay.
Because I don't know really how attached it is. It seems a little loose here, but it seems very glued in there. And so I want to remove that with his supervision, if that makes sense to you.
佢種緊嗰時咧就已經即係睇到係有呢條根長咗出嚟嘅。咁佢話咧，如果係可以翻返去嗰時見到嗰時咧，佢自己知道係應該剪到佢噶，不過佢嗰時冇注意。咁再加上再過多1、2年啦，嗰條根真係長得太快，跟住佢都諗唔起要即係剪到佢，所以呢啲係你開始見到佢又係咁嘅樣，係最好個方法就係嗰一時即刻搞掂係咪？剪到佢。
加上咧嗱，佢種松樹咧，好多人下邊啲枝咧都唔剪佢咧，即係增加呢個樹嘅粗度。即係你唔好剪佢咧，下邊啲枝等佢將下邊呢個樹幹咧拉佢大啲。
He says that if you don't cut some of the branches on the bottom, it helps to make the nabari in your trunk thicker.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's kind of gotten bigger faster
because I left them.
That you left everything the way it is.
Yeah.
The best way to kind of handle it is when you see it forming to kind of
get rid of it. Yeah.
咁所以佢而家變到過到咁多年啦，已經長到上去啦。佢唔係咁清楚係點樣去打理嗰條即係根，即係個正確嘅方法去打理條根，等佢。
咁你剪咗佢咪冇咯？
佢驚剪啊嘛，佢想睇下你點樣剪法，學你點樣剪法。冇
嘢㗎，你越早剪咧，佢個罅仲越細，即係佢長出嚟嗰個刀口啊，即係越睇唔到。
The sooner you cut it, the smaller the cut
would be. Right.
So he says you can just cut it.
其實冇所謂嘅啫，呢啲唔係咁緊要啫。如果你咁種40年都賣唔到幾多錢係咪
？OK， 你望住啦。
最好用嗰啲粒口嗰啲剪最好。
He's gonna suggest a different.
Okay.
即係用呢啲咁樣，一係呢啲咁樣，呢啲咁樣。
Mm-hmm.
睇下點剪。
I guess it's not quite.
你可以拉上嚟先嘅。
There's another attachment on the other side. It's like a fork.
Over here?
On the other end.
Over here, you mean?
No.
So you can see it. So you can see, yeah.
拉上嚟。
So pull it up.
拉上嚟先再剪，拉盡都要。
Like yeah, pull it all the way.
Yeah， 咪得啦。佢哋剪到落平地就得㗎啦。Yeah， 咁咪都 OK 㗎啦。
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
You might want to flatten that one too, right? That first cut.
Yeah，你壓住咧有笪拉啊嘛，我哋叫
Yeah, when it was laying on top of it, so then I kind of created that
雙
little
雙
channel.
wire touch。
Yeah. But see with it gone, how much nicer it looks. It doesn't look like an ugly, vein sticking up on it. But these are decisions that are like important decisions. I know it seems silly, like you're stressing about whether you should cut something or not, but it does impact, your design. And
Nice.
so,
Okay, 咁樣而家剪到啦，跟住點啊？
點樣㗎？你下邊嗰啲唔使理佢，由佢就得。即係下邊啲唔好理佢住，你就先歪到呢度之後咧，依等佢粗啲先，全部剪咗又得。
So you can cut all those branches, not right now. You can wait like until it gets thicker, your trunk gets bigger before you cut it. So use them now as kind of like that leverage for your
to make it grow.
To get bigger.
Yeah.
等佢逼啲先至，依度粗啲先至直好
Yeah,
啊嘛。
when your body gets bigger, when your trunk gets bigger, that's when you go in and just get rid of it and cut it
呢個
out.
cut easy 啊嘛。
Because that's easy, but if you cut it now, it's gonna slow down the growth.
Okay.
So just know that those are gonna be
Taken off later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so now your main focus should be to just work on the two branches that you are keeping.
Which is this one and this one.
Right. So you go down here.
嗱，依支咧，呢做低支啊嘛，即係跌落呢就支啊嘛。
Yeah, so that's gonna be your lower branch.
Yes.
咁但係呢條支咧唔能夠要啲太粗啦，呢啲太粗咧變到影響呢度，佢唔大噶啦。
So you can't have like your lower branch to have two thick branches at the end too.
Right.
It's a little bit like a reverse taper, right?
Right.
It's gonna impact your apex because it's kind of real heavy on the side.
Right.
你睇下佢呢支已經開始粗過，同呢啲差唔多啦。
So now like your branch is already like the same size as your trunk, like your main trunk. Your lower branch is the same size as your main trunk now.
Right.
咁樣點樣係可以等佢
個比例啱啲，你就將呢啲粗嘅剪咗佢。
剪到邊度？
而家我先歪咗佢先。
He is going to help you wire it, and so you can kind of have your farm.
Yes.
And he's going to tell you where to cut it, so then we can kind of get rid of some of that reverse taper to kind of slow down the growth of that branch while the other one.
Because there's too much going on here and there's too much going on here. Like most of this that's up here needs to go.
上面呢兩支唔要，
上面兩支唔要。
呢啲粗嘅。
The two on the top feet of the foot.
I knew that these were going to have to go.
係咪一陣要剪㗎？
等陣要剪。
Okay.
佢翻去自己做啊嘛，係咪？
而家喺度一齊整埋咯。你而家係想wire 佢係咪？
Yeah。嗱，呢啲係最唔好啦，全部響晒個頂呢度。
The ones that are on the top are not so good because
Same here, look good.
Yeah.
The same thing. Like there's a lot.
Yeah, there's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
你綁條繩落去嗰個唔要嗰個。I'm just gonna have them like tie like a little string on the two branches that you're gonna have to cut off later. We're gonna just identify them now.
Okay, that's fine.
Strings are very.
我因為太粗啦啫。嗱，家我剪咗嗰啲先。
剪邊度？你要俾佢剪？
OK，先剪咗兩條先，
So he wants you to cut the 2 branches.
佢剪咪我剪。
等佢剪啦。
So we can get rid of those today?
Yeah, on that first branch, yes.
你用第種剪啦，唔
Here,
得。
Mr. Che?
Use a
日
different-
日嗰個剪呢個鐵啊，
Hold
得
on,
啦，
hold on.
用嗰個圓
He
嗰個
wants
剪
you。to use the other.
The branch cutter?
Yeah.
Okay.
黐埋啫。
So the 2 that he barked. Those are
Yeah.
good. Okay. You want to spin it over so we can kind of see what it looks like. 你等一陣，
我剪咗佢先，
係咪剪翻滑佢？
剪翻順嘅。
Or are you just kind of cutting it more?
He's
flush?
cleaning it up, yeah.
Yeah.
So what a big difference, just getting rid of 2 branches.
Yeah. It's now that it's not as congested, I can actually start to sort of see a shape, which
Yeah.
was very difficult before.
And he's going to wire the smaller branches.佢嗰條好細條嗰條仲要唔要嘅？
要，盡量留翻先。你剪都冇咗㗎啦，啫。而家你歪到去睇下均勻睇下點先。
So there was like a small little branch right there. I was asking him if he was going to keep that, and he says yes, keep it for now. He wants to kind of get everything all wired up so that it looks a little bit more even and balanced first,
Yeah.
and then he'll go back in and see like
Decide what we're going to keep.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
But if we get rid of everything now, as we're working through this, then once it's gone,
It's gone. Yeah.
你剪都冇咗啦。
呢棵樹咧，應該仲要將你整幾耐先至會覺得佢好睇會靚咯。
你睇你有即係咩時間剪得佢啱。
即係好似而家咁樣整一整佢，跟住第次應該要幾時先再整過？
而家最好咧，而家個時間唔三唔四，佢係5月尾，即係個嚟月先剪佢咧，嗰個時間最好。即係6月剪，即係松樹咧就最好咯。而家個時間即係唔三唔四，我哋叫。
咁所以咧，就算剪都唔好剪咁多今次，跟住等佢5月嗰時先再翻嚟再剪過。
一次過啦，5月剪啊，你遲少少啫嘛。
所以即係話。
而家我先歪咗佢先。
今日乜都唔剪。
乜都唔剪，唔要嘅咧清咁啲佢。
Okay. So he says the best time to really work on pine and like really cut them back is really like the end of May or so.
Yeah.
And then so for today, what he wants to do is to wire everything.
Sure.
He'll get rid of like what absolutely needs to go, but everything else can just stay. And
Sure.
then we can wait until the end of May.
And then I'll bring it back. Yeah.
To do the trimming, and then at that time, they'll give you more time to kind of take in all the design and everything to kind of really feel it and see it, and then cut it at the proper time that the pine is meant to be cut.
Sure.
佢而家嚟整松樹嘅時間係唔啱嘅，佢應該最好就5月開始得啦。
5月開始整。
係啦，剪嗰啲松樹咧，佢啲針短啲㗎。
So if you start working more on it like in May, that's when you start cutting it back. That's probably the best time. He says that usually if you do that, then your pine needles will be shorter.
Shorter, right.
第二次嘅經驗就最好就5月整松樹最好，5月、12月、5月到6月，到6月尾就差唔多噶啦，嗰、個胎就差唔多噶。松樹咧11月開始到1月，即係有3個月。
So he says the best time to really work on your pines is really just 3 months intervals of like in the summertime, which is like the end of May. So you're roughly like end of May, June, and like part of July is good. And then that's when you should be like really working on it. That's best time. And then after that period, you kind of let it sit, do its thing. And then come like November, December, January is another time that you should be working on.
Okay.
So timing wise, like that's a schedule that pines like to follow for it to really thrive and like really
flourish. Yeah. Okay. Great.
唯一咧，你剪個 candle 咧，第日佢嘅時間唔啱噶啦。
所以今日唔剪。
唔好理佢我就歪咗個樣先。
Yeah, so we're not touching the candle.
Okay.
None of that today because we'll wait until
May and
June.
Okay.
你睇我哋啲松樹一樣啫嘛，我哋都唔會嗰個胎唔啱，我哋唔會剪噶啦。
We're kind of setting the structure now, like the skeleton of it, or like working on the skeleton of it, and then we'll catch up in May and June to do the trimming.
Okay.
To really kind of get back on that schedule.
Okay.
你好似剪松樹咧太遲咧，你啲芽未長出嚟咧，10月嗰個最熱嗰個新馬胎咧，將啲樹全部燒死晒㗎。
So sometimes like you have to kind of follow that timing, for it to kind of really thrive. Otherwise, if you're off the schedule a little bit, it kind of exposes it to the elements where it would die. Like let's say if like it's like
佢個 candle 冇長出嚟。
after you cut it and then like you have like a little hot spell or whatever.
Yeah.
That's when it would kind of fry up too.
So the best time regarding the candles. So the best time is like late May to get rid of the candles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, to like just really work on it to do trimming. 係咪剪個 candle 同埋剪棵樹？
你剪個 candle，個 candle 唔長啦嘛，我哋就要個 candle 再長翻出嚟，好似新芽咁，嗰個熱風就唔會死啊嘛。
所以你係5月6月先至剪個 candle，等佢有時間，等佢再飆翻多啲。係啦，
咁到10月嗰陣時就冇問題。
所以嗰時咧就即係冇因為已經剪過啦，已經飆翻新嘅出嚟啦，跟住佢就即係壯少少，即係冇一剪嗰個藥係咪？
佢長得唔壯啊嘛，一年剪2次可以。
Yeah, so you cut it 2 times a year. That's like what.
如果你6月剪咧，就1次都得。
But if you cut it like in June, you can just do it like once a year.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is that when you do that in June, you're cutting the candle, and then after you cut it, you're allowing that time for it to sprout more in between June to get to November, right? But sometimes in that month of like October, there is sometimes there's like a hot spell or whatever, and if you cut the candles too late, it's not as strong.
Right, you won't get the best ramification, right?
So it would not maybe handle like a heat wave as good if you kind of cut it a little bit later.
Yeah.
That's
okay, good.
即係唯一我種就咁樣啦，唔知人哋唔知點。
He doesn't know how other people do it, but like that's the.
同埋你住嘅地方唔一定啱。
Okay.
That's what he does, and then of course this is all very much tied into your zones too.
Yeah. Yes.
But
it's very vague though. Like when you read about removing candles, they say spring. I mean, spring is a lot of different things to a lot of different people and a lot of different zones.
同埋住嘅地方唔一定啱，佢就剪嘅方法又唔一定啱啫，咁嘅算。
Yeah, so definitely if you're like in a different zone, then that's something totally different.
Yeah.
That they have to like look into.
因為我種嘅方法就咁咯，yeah.
But that's how he grows it. We're in Southern California, so that's
Yeah.
It's June and December.
Okay. That works for me.
即係每個人種嘅方法唔同，但係我就認為我種嘅就係咁樣咯。
Yeah, so everyone has like different ways of doing it, but that's what he follows.
所以冇話對與錯，即係我哋講。
I guess there's really no right or wrong, but that's what works best for him.
Okay.
大家我哋咧就呢啲唔要啦，即係我哋一定。
I want you to do it.
我留嗰啲我要綁住先，我今次留嗰啲綁住。
Oh, he's gonna do a little bit different now. He's gonna tie the ones that he wants you to keep.
Okay.
And
then the other ones are gonna go.
Right.
唯一我要睇佢均唔均勻啊嘛，如果我剪得嚟冇鬼晒咧，剪得嚟。
Yeah, so he's gonna do this now so that he can at least see it, visualize what he's trying to keep.
Okay.
But if he was cutting as he goes, then it's gone. So he wants to
look at it first.
Yeah,
Sure.
He wants to tie it in so he can see like what he's keeping.
Look twice, cut once.
Yes. So this is his way of double checking to make sure that he's getting rid of the right ones that he wants.
唯一你呢度成個腍咁樣。嗱，呢啲綁呢3條就要，其他嗰啲唔要。
Okay. So the ones that he tied, the 3 that he tied are the ones that he wants to
keep,
and then the rest of it
can go.
Can go. So 你指俾佢一條條點樣剪 So he's gonna. I want to make sure that we're cutting the correct one. So he's gonna point at the
呢啲
ones
唔要，呢啲
This
to
one?
cut. Yeah.
Okay.
即係好似咁往嘢咁剪平就得啦。
And then just cut
Everything.
it flat.
Okay.
Come that. You okay? The wire, maybe.
Yeah, the wire.
No, wire.
There we
Yeah.
go.
呢啲唔要。
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
呢個唔要。
This one?
呢個 keep.
Yep. These go.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Ini serumnya.
Yeah.
Ya baby.
Yeah, yeah.
The baby one.
Now 我要咁歪住先。
So he's gonna wire that. 咁個頭使唔使再剪一剪？
要，到時嗰個頭呢度我要邊啲，我唔要邊啲。
No， 嗰個啱剪到嗰個口嗰度咧，
呢度唔好理佢啦。
係點解？
呢度最好等我歪好先清，要等我清，等間佢係得。
So where all the cuts were made，你話整好先至 cut 啊嘛？
而家 cut 埋，
而家剪埋先。
而家剪呢度。
He's gonna clean that up a little bit.
Yeah.
因為佢剪得唔正啊，我哋剪得相對。
要剪平佢係咪？
Yeah.
has, so he wants to make sure those are all flush. Two things outside the crunch line.
等佢剪就得啦。
He'll cut the string off later.
Yeah.
Này đi, dầu嗰啲咧應該會早少少要剪嘅係咪啊？
冇用嘅，早早剪佢先撞啊嘛。
因為嗰啲鐵線啊，
哦嘢，你睇佢點樣長法啦。
因為佢長得快，跟住佢會
食得快啦嘢。
So really watch the thinner branches that he's firing that he doesn't eat cut into.
總之你睇住啲樹長得快，你就要。
If it grows fast, it'll eat into it.
Okay.
第二次就剪咗入嚟㗎啦，我哋要。
剪入嚟邊度？
第二次我哋要剪到入嚟呢度先，啲枝先唔長啊嘛。Next time you cut here.
So
同埋呢度一樣。
Next time when
you cut it.
Cutting.
We'll cut right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like what, like half an inch.
Yeah, you make it cut in.
Where the pines are starting.
Yeah.
So that way it creates additional branches.
Right.
Maybe too long.
Yeah.
佢同埋呢度啦，嗱。
Oh, so that's why he didn't wire all the way out past.
Right. Because it's not going to be there.
Right. I mean, it's good for me to know.
Yeah. No, I pretty much figured when I saw him stop there, I was like, oh, okay, well, that branch won't be there anymore.
你係咪要掹緊啲？
呢度唔要㗎啦，要清咁啲佢。
係咪通翻佢？
你而家唔係唔長得唔靚咯。
You kind of thin out a little bit of the pine too.
Yeah.
So that it gives it more room for it to grow back, and it'll look nicer when it does.
Right.
咁嗱，呢啲唔要啦，即刻剪啊！
做俾佢先啦。
就繞翻兩條得啦。
繞翻兩條。
要兩條得啦。
你有綁啊？
松樹好容易啊，好似歪就得㗎啦。
He says pines are good to work with because all you have to do is wire it.
Yeah.
好啦，呢啲全部唔要啦，呢啲。
邊兩條你綁到一個啫喎？
呢個唔呢個流啊嘛，就呢個啫。
Yeah, so you're gonna keep the one that has a wire on it, and he's gonna keep the one. You're gonna keep the one with the string on it.
And so this is gone, right?
Yes, everything else you cut off.
Okay. Only 1, 2 yes.
Keeping 2.
Okay, so this is going.
嗰啲全部都唔要啦。Everything.
All of it? Okay. Let's see if I can.
And that one too.
And this one too? Okay.
如果你想好睇就全部下邊唔要，但係你而家冇問題，你而家你中意玩啫，唔得一張。
Yeah, I mean, it looks a little messy right now, but we're eventually going to get rid of all the branches on the bottom
Yeah.
anyways.
Yes.
So we can probably cut that later.
Yeah.
May等月落表嗰時先剪啦。
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We can do that like in June.
Okay.
Done.
得噶啦。你睇下唔好睇點解咧？你呢啲冇剪啊嘛，你
Yeah.
一剪咧就好睇。
So it looks really messy right now.
No, I mean, to me, it looks better because before it just looked like a bush that had no, there was no direction to it. So I can see what he's, helping me to create with the shape that it's in now. And obviously it won't be this congested. This will all, be gone later.
Yeah.
And so it's going to look really nice. I think again, it was just a bush, and I didn't really. The only thing I knew is that I wanted to pull this branch down, which he agreed with me on, and we did. And so, but I think I can see the future of this apex branch here and the secondary branch, and then it'll be, we'll let this Nabari get bigger, and I'm really excited about the Nabari now. Now that we got rid of that ugly root, it's going to look really nice. And so, I mean, I can see the future, which is great.
All right. So June we'll do this again.
Yeah, sounds great.
6月佢拎翻嚟，跟住我哋再睇一睇，再剪一剪。
Yeah.
6月。呢個時間唔可以換盤係咪啊？
仲是11、12月先得嘅，太遲啦。
You can probably repot this like in November, December.
Okay, I'll do that.
So that way you can remember, you'll know, or you'll have this to look back at to know that you have to raise the front like 20% when you repot it.
When I repot it, I'll bring it to him and he can help me repot it. So that way I make sure I'm doing it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
最好咧，呢啲樹咧最好用白石仔種最靚。你睇我哋呢
嗰啲係咩石嚟㗎？
pumice， 淨係用 pumice。
For pine trees, this is what he found works best for him. For pine tree only use pumice. He says it makes the needles very strong.
Okay.
And it's like the pine trees really take to that.
So 100% pumice soil.
Yeah.
100% pumice.
I can do that.
That's what he changed all the ones at the Huntington. In the Chinese garden, all the pine trees
are in pumice.
There are all in 100%
pumice. I'm 100% agreeable to that.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty, so we'll check back in. We'll check back in June for
round 2.
Round 2 of this little pine series.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.